It had been too long since Derek Jeter hit a home run, so the captain went out and hit two of them on Sunday. After a day off, it's time for baseball again here at Yankee Stadium, and meet some old friends as well. Melky Cabrera comes in with the visiting team. As tonight, the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball. It's the New York Yankees against the Kansas City Royals in the first of three from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with John Flaherty, I'm Michael Kay. Yankees enjoyed an off day yesterday. They played 16 days in a row, and tonight they start 16 more days in a row. But it was a good off day for them because they had a win, and it was a great off day for Derek Jeter because he could relax. 4 hits and 2 home runs. Yeah,
Derek Jeter had a big day. The Yankees offensively scored 12 runs in this ball game, 5 home runs, but Derek Jeter breaks out in a big way. Classic inside-out stroke to right center field into the Ranger bullpen. You get a great shot there. The hands working, driving that ball the other way. Derek Jeter, whose swing came on that road trip, couple of home runs Sunday.
Now, take a look at the Yankee offense. In Detroit, it wasn't there. They had 252, but the key number there is the runners in scoring position average, 188. Now, in Texas, it's a little skewed because they, kind of exploded on Sunday with 5 home runs, but 8 homers, and most importantly, a 261 average with runners in scoring position. Let's look now at tonight's New York Lottery pitching matchup. Kyle Davies is going to go for the Kansas City Royals, 1-4 with a bloated 7.32. Freddie Garcia for the Yankees, he's 1-2 with a respectable 2.88 earned run average. Freddie Garcia's done a good job for the Yankees. Now, last couple times out, not as good as the first couple of times, but we'll break down exactly what he did in Detroit when we return right here on segment 2. Kansas City Royals, and starting for the Yankees, as we told you, is going to be Freddie Garcia. Now, the first 2 times out for Freddie Garcia, it was unbelievable. He didn't give up a run. Last 2 times, a little more human.
Yeah, I think the last time out for Freddie Garcia is probably what the Yankees would sign up for. A guy who doesn't have overpowering stuff anymore, but he'll find a way to keep you in the ball game. Got in a little trouble in this ball game in the 3rd inning. Brennan Bosch, a base hit to right field. Cabrera comes up. He hits a double down the line. Bosch will score all the way from first. Magglio Ordonez cheats on a fastball. 4 runs against Freddie Garcia in that outing, but really found a way to battle and keep the Yankees in the ball game. One of those starts, he didn't get a lot of run support, but he was able to go deep and do his job.
First 2 starts, he didn't allow a run. 1-0, 12 innings, 4 hits, no runs. The last 2, he's 0-2, 12 innings, 17 hits, and 7 runs. So the Yankees wouldn't mind something right in the middle, right there. Tough customers against Freddie Garcia tonight. It's going to be the Kansas City Royals. They can score some runs. In fact, they're tied with the Yankees for the most runs in the American League. Lineups, first pitch, baseball next, right here on Yes. in part by Blimpie, America's Sub Shop. By Volvo, pay nothing to repair or maintain your new Volvo for the first 5 years. And by Chase, deposit checks from your smartphone with quick deposit. Take a step forward and chase what matters. New York Yankees against the Kansas City Royals. The New York Yankees have taken the field here at the stadium as they will begin a 6-game homestand. 3 against the Royals and then 3 against the Red Sox. Red Sox first trip into Yankee Stadium this year. Let's take a look at tonight's Royals starting lineup against Freddie Garcia, presented by Bank of America. This team can run, they can hit, and they can score runs. Chris Getz, second baseman, leads off. Old friend Melky Cabrera in center field will bat second. Batting third, playing left field, Alex Gordon. Billy Butler, the DH, will bat fourth. Batting fifth, former Met right fielder Jeff Francoeur. Eric Hosmer, the first baseman, highly touted. He's going to bat sixth. Batting seventh, playing third base, the kid from the Bronx, Mike Aviles. Matt Trainer will catch. He's going to hit eighth. And Alcides Escobar, the shortstop, will bat ninth.
That lineup for the Kansas City Royals going to face Freddie Garcia. He will be making his 5th start of the season for the New York Yankees tonight. We'll look at his numbers. An ERA, very impressive, 2.88. Only 22 hits in 25 innings. Take a look at our Jeep pitcher scouting report on Freddie Garcia. And what you see is what you get. I really felt that his last time out against Detroit. Didn't have great stuff, but kept the Yankees in the ball game. And he's received the royal treatment from Kansas City. They beat him up to an ERA just under 6 in 27 career starts. And they are running wild this year. He's going to have to do a nice job containing the running game. They have 42 stolen bases, the first, or leading both leagues in stolen bases with 42.
Puts a lot of pressure on Russell Martin and pressure on Freddie Garcia to keep them close. Well, we're ready for baseball here at the stadium. And, you know, when the schedule came out, you would think, well, this isn't a great series. Well, it's a pretty good series now because the Kansas City Royals are competitive. They're 18-16. They've gotten off to a nice start, and they are troubling offensively. Chris Getz digs in. He's ready. Freddie Garcia is ready. Let's do it here at the stadium. The first pitch is a strike, and we are underway. Getz has been successful 15 of 17 times in stealing bases. Count 2-1.
Well, we mentioned the stolen bases, but also a team does not hit for a lot of power. And 28 home runs, that's 11th in the league, but a high batting average for Ned Yost.
Count 3-1. And the pitch. And he walked him. Exactly what he didn't want to do. Chris Getz is on.
He walked him. Also a lot of high fastballs, so not a good early sign for Freddie Garcia.
Tied for first with the Yankees in runs scored. They're second in batting average. First in stolen base. That's 42 out of 49. That's significant. So they don't get thrown out that much. And they have a very high on-base percentage as well. Getz leads all active players with an 88.7% success rate stealing bases. 47 of 53. And that's with players with at least 40 steals. So you did not want to walk Getz. Here's Melky Cabrera. First time back, not much of a reaction from the stadium crowd. Melky, a part of the Yankees 2009 World Series team. Was traded to the Braves, then was a free agent, ended up here with the Royals. And he's put together a pretty nice season. Taking off some weight, came into camp in very good shape. And it goes right back to Garcia. He thought about second. He'll take the out at first. There's one away as Getz advances to second. It's a good thing he hit the ball because Getz had a humongous jump.
Well, he had a great jump, and it also looked like a high split finger. It may be a change, but Freddie Garcia makes the play, takes the sure out at first base. But this is what we're going to see for 3 days. The Kansas City Royals, a lot of movement on the bases, and it looked like a straight change. But again, up in the zone. So back-to-back batters, Freddie Garcia having a tough time getting the ball down.
Here's Alex Gordon. Boy, the Royals have waited forever for this guy. And almost gave up on him, but he's put together a very nice season. 309. with 3 homers and 23 runs batted in. He was supposed to be the next George Brett, came up as a third baseman, first-round draft pick, up and down in the minor leagues, and then finally they put him in the outfield as a last-ditch effort, and you know what? He started to hit. Finally got it at the age of 27. Grounded foul.
Also battled some hip problems, so he's fought back from some injuries and now hitting in the middle of the lineup for the Kansas City Royals. You see the numbers, a lot of injuries along the way. 15 home runs in 07, 16 in 08. Couldn't stay on the field, got demoted to the minor leagues. Now he's back.
The 0-2. Some players, it just takes a long time to click in, and Gordon was enigmatic to the Royals because he worked hard. It wasn't as if he was failing because he wasn't trying, and they saw that glimmer of talent, obviously, to make him a first-round draft pick. But finally starting to manifest itself in good numbers now. He had a 19-game hitting streak, which is the American League's longest this year. That was from April 3rd through the 26th.
Now, Michael, it's tough enough to break into the big leagues without all those expectations and being compared to George Brett, the next coming in Kansas City. A lot to live up to, and took a few years, but now he's putting it all together. Off to a nice start.
Strike 3. Gordon down looking. Let's check out the Yankee defense behind Freddie Garcia, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. Gardner, Granderson, and Swisher left to right in the outfield. Rodriguez, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira third and first. Russell Martin behind the plate, and Freddie Garcia on the mound. Here's Billy Butler. Another first-round draft pick of the Royals. This in 2004. And when you finish last a lot, you're going to get a lot of high first-round draft picks. And the Royals made a commitment to Butler. During the offseason, they signed into a 4-year, $30 million deal. And they have an option for 2015 as well. One and one. Let's look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. 65 degrees, 44% humidity, wind 10 miles per hour. And the forecast is partly cloudy, but it'll be nighttime. You won't see it anyway. Runner goes from second. And it's an easy stolen base. The pitch was outside. So Getz picks up his 16th stolen base of the year.
Well, they say when you're going to stick 2 outs, you better make sure that you're going to be in there. And Getz picks an easy pitch to run on, a split down, had a nice jump. Russell Martin, the smart play, did not have a throw.
Martin will go out and talk with Garcia. How galling is that to a catcher when you don't even have a chance? Well, it's on your record.
It's a lot easier when it's 2 outs, Michael, and you say, you know, we get this big out, then they don't get on the board. But if it was with 1 out or nobody out, then it's a bigger deal. And, you know, the Yankees are going to have to pay attention to the running game this whole series.
IOTV offers incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. IOTV is the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes. Just underway here at the stadium. Runner at third, 2 out. It's a 2-1 to Butler. It's a breaking ball, strike 2-2.
Nice job by Garcia in this inning. We mentioned early on a lot of pitches up in the zone. A nice slider down and away there. They even the count at 2.
Grounded to short. Jeter's right there. He'll get Butler, and that will do it. So the leadoff walk does not hurt Garcia. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left. It's KC nothing. The New York Yankees coming to bat. Cleaning up, third baseman Alex Rodriguez. Robinson Cano at second will bat fifth. Batting sixth, playing right field, Nick Swisher. Jorge Posada will DH. He'll hit seventh. Batting eighth and catching, Russell Martin. And Brett Gardner, the left fielder, is going to bat ninth.
Yankees going to face right-hander Kyle Davies. We'll take a look at his numbers. He's gotten off to a slow start, 1-4 with an ERA over 7, 50 hits and 35 2/3. Look at our G pitcher scanner report, and he is better than those numbers. Still has quality stuff, good fastball and a power curveball, but you want to get him early. An ERA of 11.57 in the first inning, 5 out of his last 6 starts. And maybe this is just what he needs. He's pitched well against the Yankees his last 3 times out. Has won all 3 of those decisions, so feeling good coming back to New York.
Here's Derek Jeter. Derek this year 18 for 44. That's 409. Leading off an inning with an on-base percentage of 447. The 4 hits on Sunday pushed his average to 276. And he takes a strike from Kyle Davies. Outside. Now, I said that Chris Getz stole his 16th base. I misspoke. Last year it was 15 of 17. I apologize. That was Getz's 7th stolen base of the year. That was at the top of the first, so get that straight. Fouled away.
You know, Michael, we showed Derek's 2 home runs Sunday in Texas, and I know Texas is a great place to hit, but legitimate home runs. One to right center, one almost dead center, a little bit to the right. Good sign for the Yankees. I thought I saw his swing coming around to Detroit a little bit. Started to hit the ball a little bit harder and had a nice series in Texas.
11 for 28 on the road trip, which is very good. The 1-2 way outside. And you win games when the guys in the top of the order get on. And Derek Jeter was 4 for 6. Curtis Granderson 3 for 4. And the time they retired him was a great play at first base. They combined for 3 home runs. Not too bad. That's called setting the table. 2-2. Grounded left side. Right there is Aviles. And he just gets the hustling Jeter for the first out. Aviles took a lot of time, and Jeter almost beat it out. Let's check out the Royals' defense, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. We've already seen Aviles, so let's start there. Aviles is at third. Escobar at short, gets at second, and Hosmer is over at first. In the outfield, Gordon Cabrera and Francoeur left to right. Francoeur won a Gold Glove with the Braves in 07. Matt Trainer is behind the plate. Pitch to Granderson's outside.
Sinking fastball from Davies there. He'll throw a cut fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. I think he's paying attention in the dugout.
Wow, high strike called there by Ed Hickox.
2-0 count, looking for a fastball, and if it's up in the zone, Ed Hickox gives him the call.
Gives him that call, 2-2.
A little cutter in on the hands. Remember, Davies throwing a little bit harder than he's thrown early on tonight.
Swing and a miss. Got him. Granderson down on strikes.
Mentioned in the G pitcher's scanning report, you can see the cut grip. It's going to come back to the outside corner on Yesmo. Pitcher scanner report, an ERA over 11 in the first inning, 5 out of his last 6 starts. Already got 2 quick outs.
And there's a strike to Mark Teixeira. Teixeira on the road trip, 7 for 26. Had a home run, one of the Yankees' 5 home runs on Sunday. Off speed, swung and a miss. Davies deals. Grounded right side. Hosmer will take it himself, steps on the bag, and that will do it. So Davies works a 1-2-3 first inning. We played one here at the stadium. Yankees and the Royals still looking for a run. Two more games against the Royals here at the stadium, and both of them here on Yes. Then a weekend series against the Red Sox. Friday is on Yes. Saturday is a night game on Fox, and then Sunday night game on ESPN. Both of those games, there'll be Yankees extra innings after the games end right here on Yes. Then a short 4-game road trip, 2 against Tampa Bay and 2 against the O's. So you're all caught up as we move through the second inning. Pitch to Jeff Francoeur is outside. Francoeur's had a nice year. 302, 8 home runs, 24 ribbies. 1-1.
Did a nice job last year when he got traded over to Texas, hitting against lefties. No, those 8 home runs, 4th in the American League. Nice combination going here, Michael. Huh? So young players playing well, some veterans getting new opportunities. Cabrera and Francoeur.
Swing and a miss. And their farm system is supposed to be one of the best in baseball and ready to just give them more big stars. And the expected arrival is probably next year. And this was one of those transition years, and that's why guys like Francoeur and Cabrera got a chance. High fly ball, right field. Swisher a step back, now in. 1 out. They always put out a top 100 list of prospects in Major League Baseball. Baseball America does. And here's how many Kansas City has. 9 of the top 100 prospects. And that's the first in Baseball America's organizational talent rankings.
You know, you like there 18 and 19, a couple left-handed pitchers. It's probably what this team needs most, a little help in the rotation.
Here's that big star that was called up last weekend, and he was number 8 on the list. And he went 3 for 9 in his first series. And when he came up in KC, his first at bat, they gave him a standing ovation. They've been waiting for something to cheer about there. This has been an organization that has fallen into disrepair. And Hosmer pops it up. Cano, wow, that's a home run in the silo. Puts it away for the second out. Hosmer was hitting .439 at AAA. That's why he got the call.
And so one of the highlights, his first RBI was a double off the right center field wall. That was a rocket. So talk about him, line drive, gap to gap hitter with a high batting average at AAA. You mentioned Michael, a lot to be excited about.
Mike Aviles takes a pitch outside. Mike got his first major league hit across the street at Yankee Stadium, and that's significant because he grew up in the Castle Hill section of the Bronx, not too far from the stadium. High fly ball left center. Granderson will put it away, and a 1-2-3 for Freddie Garcia and the Yankees. We go to the bottom of the second. A-Rod will lead off. Game 5, Chris Chambliss hits a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th inning against the Royals to win the American League pennant against the Royals' Mark Littell. Right field at the old Yankee Stadium. And right at that time, the Yankees demanded greatness in every sip and every season. Johnny Walker, proud sponsor of the New York Yankees. Alex Rodriguez grounds one to short. One pitch, one out. Let's take a look at that home run. Yankees had not been in the World Series since 1964. And then Chambliss hits the ball to right field. And it was a home run. And the Yankees were in the World Series. And the Bronx was up for grabs. And there was a 15-year-old big-headed kid jumping up and down in his living room as Chambliss was running around the bases.
You know, watch that. Thinking about Alex Rodriguez comes up there and he's got this big leg kick that Kevin Long's talking about. He wants to shorten it down. You watch Chris Chambliss, it was like just from a standstill. Shows you how strong he was, able to hit home runs with no movement.
There's a strike to Cano. Cano did not have a great road trip. 4 hits and 24 at bats. His average down to 290. Davies comes inside.
You watch Davies, he kind of throws across his body a little bit, actually coming off a pretty good start his last outing against Baltimore. 6 1/3, 3 earned runs. We give the right-handers a little bit tougher time.
Davies, drafted by the Atlanta Braves, always has been a big-time prospect. In 1998, Baseball America rated him the best 14-year-old prospect in the country. And then the next year in 99, he was the top 15-year-old in the country. I don't know how they rate that, John.
Well, I don't know where you get it from. You watch Davies here, kind of steps across his body, steps towards the third base dugout, throws across his body, I'm sorry.
Popped up left field. Alex Gordon for the second out.
Where do you get those stats? 14-year-old, 15-year-old stats?
These are stats that I've accumulated over my life, John, and I've committed them to memory. So when Kyle Davies pitches, I can disseminate them to the audience.
It's just missed you on that last road trip to Detroit.
You were the one. There's Nick Swisher. Nick, 2 hits in his last 15 at bats.
Davies' ball moving all over the place. A little cutter inside, a little sinker to Robinson Cano away.
High fly ball, deep left center. Gordon is there, and he'll put it away. And Davies has retired all 6 Yankees that he has faced. 7 pitches he got it done in. We go to the third, no score. Kind of lonely. There is no score. It's 0-0-0-0-0. A lot of zeros. Here's Matt Trainer. Freddie Garcia deals outside. It'll be 8-9-1 in the Royals order. Trainer, Escobar, and Getz. Now, if you take a look at the American League Central, you would think you're reading the newspaper upside down. First place is Cleveland. Second place is Kansas City. Last place is Minnesota. And that just doesn't seem right. It's not the way people predicted it. The Royals, 18-16, 4.5 behind the surprising Indians. The Twins have gotten off to a terrible start. White Sox and the Tigers. So that's the Central. Line drive, a base hit just past Cano. So Trainer picks up a single right. We've been talking a lot about the Royals. How are they doing it? How are they 18-16? So let's check out the Royals team scouting report brought to you by Volvo.
Well, you can see a surprising start for Ned Yost and the Royals, above 500 and very offensive. We mentioned the numbers: high batting average, steal a lot of bases, a lot of runs. Same amount of runs as the Yankees in the American League, and a very promising future, as Michael mentioned, about all the prospects in the minor leagues. Some pitching coming, a big third baseman.
Escobar fouls back the fastball. Bunted straight up in the air, and a nice play by Garcia. Fires to first, but getting back is Trainer. Garcia's a big man, but moved like a cat.
They made a nice play coming off the mound. We saw a hit and run early from the Royals, and now a little bunt from Escobar. Gets underneath it, pops it up. Garcia makes the basket catch, and then a nice little off-balance throw to first base, but Trainer able to get back. The defense will be tested the next 3 days for the New York Yankees.
Here's Chris Getz. He walked in the first inning. And the runner goes. Garcia fires to second, and they get Trainer.
Looks like they're going to call a balk.
Now Garcia doesn't understand. Neither do the Yankees. Joe Girardi's holding his hands out. What? He said he stepped off.
Yeah, that's a question. If he steps off, he can fake the throw to first base and then deliver to second. Take a look at it. Trainer trying to get a great jump. He does. Garcia steps off.
And now they're saying he got caught stealing.
As long as that right foot steps behind the rubber, he's in good shape, and that he can just fake a throw and then go to second base.
Now Ned Yost comes out and he's going to argue. What's interesting though, John, if he steps off, he can fake to first. But if you look at that replay closely, did he in fact step off? Because his toe looked like it was on the rubber. Let's see if it looks like he really made a disconnect.
Tough to tell.
Very hard. I think the third base umpire, Alfonso Marquez, said he didn't step off, and it was the second base umpire, Brian Onora, who overruled him. Well, there was a home plate umpire, Ed Hickox, who possibly did not see the rubber from behind the plate. So they all got together. That's the important thing with an umpiring crew. They got together and made the right call. Well, Ned Yost would disagree.
We've already seen with 2 outs here in the third inning that the Royals are not going to be afraid to send anybody on the base paths, trainer or catcher. He does run well. Ned Yost. A lot of action on the base paths. Defense really have to be on your toes.
Line drive in the right center. Coming on, Swisher, he does, can't make the play. Backing up is Granderson. Gets made a big turn, but heads back.
Not a bad play here from Nick Swisher. A nice job by Curtis Granderson backing up. The ball was not hit very hard, so Nick knew if he didn't make the play, it was not going to make it all the way to the gap and possibly the wall. And Granderson doing a nice job backing up, holding Getz to a single.
So Getz, of course, as we've mentioned, a threat to run, and now here's Melky.
A little surprised Melky not getting a greater ovation, Michael.
You know what? He was a member of that team, John, but he was never a high-profile member of the team. I thought there would be more of a reaction than that. I didn't think he'd get a standing O, but there didn't seem to be anything at all. That's his career with the Yankees, and he was part of the Javier Vasquez deal.
Player showed a lot of emotion when he was here with the Yankees. A little second life here in Kansas City. Rededicating himself in the offseason. Gotten off to a nice start.
Kind of odd to see him with a beard.
Kim Jones said in the pregame show, though, he looks leaner. So he's in great shape, going with the beard, a little different look, and a lot of love around the batting cage.
He and Cano very, very close. The 0-1. Russell Martin fires to second, and they get him. That's some play by Martin. The ball got away from him. Getz took off, and then Russell Martin fired a P to Derek Jeter. That is not an easy play, showing a strong arm and getting the speedy Getz for the final out of the top of the third. day.
Well, this is just a great play by Russell Martin. Took off right when the ball hit the dirt. Martin just shows off a strong throwing arm to Derek Jeter. Your partner play. Nice base running play, but Martin just makes a better defensive play for the last out of the third.
That's not considered a caught stealing. He's just out 2-6. Jorge Posada will lead off. Posada struggling. 2 for 16 on the road trip. 5 for his last 24. Strange thing about Jorge, and John and I were talking about this off the air, and a lot of the Yankees felt the same thing. He was right there in Detroit. He was swinging the bat well. He had 3 balls to the warning track in center field that would have been home runs here. But then the results were in there, got frustrated, and again did not look that good in Texas.
Yeah, talking to Jorge today, he said he feels good about his swing. I thought in Detroit, he's going to get hot. Go to Texas, which is always a great place to hit. Again, you see Davies working that fastball inside, and it just misses Posada. Doing a good job moving the Yankees' feet in the batter's box, as you call it, effectively wild. You know what Jorge told me today? He said, you know what, the first at bat of the game is so critical for him, because if it doesn't go well, you almost start thinking, here we go again.
High fly ball, deep center. Cabrera has room and will put it away for the first out. And I think that that's part of the issue with him being a DH, because now he's going to go back and think about it. Here we go again.
And if you're catching, obviously you put the gear. You think about your at bat for a little bit, but then you put the gear on and you think about who's coming up for the Royals and how my pitcher is going to get them out. And now you have half hour, 45 minutes maybe between at bats. Think about what you did. Worked underneath the ball a little bit. Had a pretty good pitch to hit too.
Russell Martin grounds one right back to Davies, who flips to Hosmer for the second out.
Tell you what, Davies working fast too. He's getting the ball and firing it up at the plate.
That's going to bring up Brett Gardner. Gardner 7 for 20 on the road trip. 13 for his last 29. The average creeping back up to respectability. 233, 3 homers and 8 runs batted in. Brett has reached base safely in 14 of his last 28 plate appearances. So he's doing what he does. Get on base. Count 2-0. Davies 42 and 56 with a 5.49 ERA in his career. Trying to put together his second straight solid start. Against the Yankees lifetime, 3-0, 5.85. Not a good ERA, but getting it done. Count 3-1. And that's the difference with Gardner of late than early in the season. Working the count, taking pitches, taking balls, and the count is in his favor a lot. 3-1. That one is driven into right center field. That's going to be trouble. It splits the outfielders. It goes to the wall. Gardner is off to the races. Round second. He's going to go to third. He's in there with a stand-up triple.
Third base, Robbie Thompson gives him a little love over there. Brett Gardner, a nice job getting a straight fastball. He watched Davies for 3 innings. Everything has been moving, and Brett Gardner gets pretty much the straightest fastball he's thrown early on in this ball game, and he does not miss it, drilling it to the gap in right center field. Francoeur's not going to be able to make the play. Melky Cabrera comes up with it, but a stand-up triple with 2 outs for Brett Gardner. Once it's in the gap, it's an easy double. Kicks it into another gear. It'll be an easy triple for Brett Gardner.
Yankees first base hit. First base runner here is Derek Jeter. Derek grounded out to third. That was in the first. An RBI opportunity for the captain. Missed outside, does Davies.
With that big curveball, and that was a pitch he got the ground ball to third base on Derek Jeter's first at bat. Mentioned how he kind of steps towards the third base dugout. Be tough for a right-handed hitter to pick up that breaking ball.
Foul back.
Kind of an awkward swing there from Derek Jeter. Looked like an 84 mile an hour. I don't know if that's a changeup or a BP sinker. Took something off that good fastball, and Derek was way out in front. Way out in front of either a hard changeup or a kind of batting practice fastball where you don't really give the hitter a good fastball. You want him to get himself out.
Derek was 6 for 11 in the final 2 games of the Texas series. And that was the first time he had 6 hits over a 2-game span since August of 2009, when he had 3 straight 3-hit games on a West Coast trip. And that's what he's done against Davies. 2-1. 3-1. Second straight batter, 3-1. And Granderson's on deck.
Yeah, Brett Gardner got a straight fastball. That's a problem with Davies early on. It looks like everything he's throwing either cutting away or in. Really got to be disciplined here to get a good pitch to hit. Don't help him out in the hitter's count.
Robbie Thompson with the play. Seeks a Yankee fan. And they give it to the little guy. Natalie dressed in the Argyle sweater and now himself a ball. Hot shot up the middle and through for a base hit. Jeter with an RBI single. Gardner scores, and the Yankees lead 1-0.
Well, nice job by Derek Jeter getting the 2-out hit, but more impressive getting on top of that fastball from Davies. Able to cover it with his top hand and drive it right back up the middle on Yesmo. It's out of the reach of Escobar. Big 2-out base hit gets the Yankees on the board.
Hit number 2,961, 39 away from 3,000. And Granderson takes a strike. Granderson with 11 home runs, tied with former Yankee Alfonso Soriano for the Major League lead. Down 1-1.
Michael, last year we saw Nick Swisher who hit a lot in that number 2 spot in the Yankee lineup. Now Curtis Granderson seems to be finding his little niche there in the power numbers. 11 home runs that you mentioned. A lot of pitches to hit in that spot in the order, hitting in front of Mark Teixeira and Alex Rodriguez.
Seven for 22 against Davies, 2 of them home runs. Count 2-1. Coasting along, and then all of a sudden, I don't know if he lost his arm slot or just his command kind of went south. He's falling behind. Just in one batter, from one batter to the next. Off speed, 2-2.
Talking to John Gibbons, the bench coach of the Royals, about Davies today and why the numbers were so high. He said he has trouble in the first inning, but he also can't stay away from that big inning. Obviously here with 2 outs, giving up a base hit. You get Granderson, you limit the damage. These are the innings that drive a bench coach, a manager, a catcher, and a pitcher crazy. You get 2 quick outs, and then all of a sudden, pitch count goes up. Now at 42.
Gibbons, former Blue Jay manager. The 2-2. Foul boy. Anderson did not hit his 11th home run last year until sometime in July. Goes. Swung and missed. Anderson down on strikes, and that'll do it here in the third. 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 man left. It started when Brett Gardner used his speed and tripled into right center field. And then the captain got on top of a high fastball for an RBI single. Where do you think the Royals are more likely to finish in the AL Central this season? First or last? You can text us at 58772. Standard text messaging rates apply. We don't give you an in-between.
Yeah, wow.
Where are they most likely to finish? We'll find out later. Now, Melky Cabrera did not get a huge ovation from the stadium crowd in general, but he did get the honor of a roll call from the bleacher creatures. So they remembered. The 2-0. Driven out to center field, deep, going back Granderson. Still back, and it's over his head, over the wall, into Monument Park. The game is tied at 1.
It'll feel pretty good for Melky Cabrera. He's got a nice rooting section. Again, Freddie Garcia, who's elevated some pitches early in the ball game, made a nice adjustment in the third, but gets behind to Melky Cabrera. 2-0. Fastball up, out over the plate. And that's impressive going dead central here at Yankee Stadium.
Alex Gordon with a fly ball to right center. Right there is Granderson for the first out. Yelling at his buddy Robinson Cano.
Read lips, Michael?
No.
Spanish?
He's not even in English.
See the location of that fastball, and Freddie Garcia, who's pitched well this year, he can't live up in the zone behind in the count, throw fastballs there, and Melky made him pay. Pitch to Butler is the strike. Billy Butler is a doubles machine.
Last 2 seasons, leads all major league players with 96 doubles. Melky went double that with a home run, 4 bases. Line drive right at Cano. Hit the ball hard. 2 outs. Take another look at Melky Cabrera's swing, then we'll take a look at it with the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast.
And I mentioned dead central. I don't care what stadium you're playing at. That's impressive. A little leaner version of Melky Cabrera showing some power.
Count 1-0 to Francoeur. Count 2-0.
Well, Michael, thinking about that trivia question in the American League Central, Minnesota Twins, you wonder if they're going to be able to get themselves going. It's got off to a terrible start. Morneau can't get right. Joe Mauer can't get healthy.
It's unbelievable. And they lost their shortstop. And they gave up on Casilla. Nishioka's their second baseman. They're going to put him back in short when he gets better. But yeah, they've struggled quite a bit.
I find it hard to write them off, though. You know, they had some big rallies late in the season.
Chop over the mound. Jeter's there, and that'll do it. So the leadoff home run by Melky Cabrera evens the score. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. The former Yankee goes into Monument Park to tie the game as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Mark Teixeira will lead off here in the bottom of the 4th. And the pitch outside, 1-0. 1-1 game here at the stadium. Davies against Garcia, Yankees and the Royals. They don't shift quite as much for Teixeira as other teams. Now Escobar shaded up the middle, but he is on the shortstop side of second. 6 career at-bats for Teixeira against Davies and 2 home runs. Two and two. Three and two. So the Yankees taking a lot of pitches now. Pitch. Line drive, right field, a base hit. So a single for Teixeira to open up the 4th inning. Why don't we take a look at the New York State Smokers Quit Line Quiz. Freddie Garcia, Yankee starter, finished second in the '99 American League Rookie of the Year voting. The question is, who finished first?
1999.
Here's Alex Rodriguez. Good memories against Kyle Davies. He connected for his 500th home run against Davies. That was on August 4th of 2007 at the old stadium across the street. Alex had gone a while before he picked up that home run. And he's gone a while since his last home run as well. A little bit of a power outage for him.
Kevin Long was talking a lot about that exaggerated leg kick. Actually felt good about Alex and his at-bat Sunday. Talking to Kevin behind the cage today, said he feels like he's pretty good shape with his swings. 1 for 4 in Sunday's game. Good hitters count here, 2-0.
Driven the other way, deep. The foul. We go back to August 4th of 2007. Down the line, a high towering drive. Home run number 500. His last home run this year came on April 23rd. That was a grand slam in Baltimore. Popped up. Right side. Hosmer makes the play for the first out.
Just think back to Alex Rodriguez in his spring training. He was locked in from day one in spring training, from the first at bat. Now he's hitting a little skid, having a tough time getting out of it. It'd be frustrating when you know what the problem is and you can't take it into a game.
Now here's Cano. Obviously his friend has shown him a little something with a home run. Let's see if Robinson answers back for Melky's home run. Count 1-0. Cano with a fly ball to left in the second. And his average now under 290. He's at 288. Has had a home run in 5 of his last 9 games here at Yankee Stadium. That one right in on the hands. And foul back.
Mentioned it, Davies. I mean, his ball's moving all over the place. That cutter started middle in and then just ate up Robinson Cano in on his hands. A good job just fouling it off. This could have been very easily a ground ball to second, possible double play. A lot of movement on that cut fastball. We've seen some pitches away, change up and sinkers.
One game. 1-3-0 each line. Bottom of the 4th. And the 1-2. Foul back.
So used to seeing Robinson Cano when he finishes his swing, he's so balanced, and now it looks like he's on his heels a little bit, then he's out front just a little bit. Good look from the side here, goes down to finish that swing, but the balance not quite there like we saw early on this year. A lot of the reason for that moving fastball down and away.
Hot shot, base hit. Went down and got that one as Teixeira will stop at second. Strong arm Francoeur throws behind him, so a single for Cano.
Good call, Michael. Back to back with that off balance swing, but he goes down to get this curveball and just rifles it into right field. Again, off balance a little bit, but Robinson will take it.
That's going to bring up Nick Swisher. We keep mentioning, Kevin Long working with this guy or that guy, and I think it bears noting that Kevin has a new book out called Cage Rat, and yesterday was the book party. And John knows this, even if you're in the broadcasting industry, not just that he was a player, off days are precious. There are 18 off days built into a Major League Baseball schedule, and a lot of them are spent traveling, so there's not legitimate real off days. Yesterday was an off day. And I can't tell you the players that weren't there at the party yesterday. Derek Jeter showed. I'm not going to go through a roll call, but it shows the respect that Kevin Long has in that clubhouse, that to a man, even pitcher CC Sabathia was there to show up and honor him on his book party. I thought that was a neat deal.
Yeah, it's nice to hear. And Kevin was talking about it today. He was kind of overwhelmed by the support, and hopefully the book will do well. And it's a nice story about his career, player, coach. You mentioned it, Mike, a lot of respect in that clubhouse.
A lot of Kevin's family actually made the trip from Arizona, but Grandma Jean did not. She's 92 years old. She watches every single game. So your grandson Kevin says hello, the new author and the Yankee batting coach. And we say hello too, Grandma Jean.
Heard a lot about Grandma Jean. But Kevin mentioning that to me last year. She watches every game. Sure, she was happy with Sunday's game in Texas. 12 runs, Yankee victory.
That's what the Yankee offense has done. The average is not where they want it, but first in home runs, first in runs, on base percentage first. Just missed. Pitch count's in pretty good shape for Davies. 65 with an out here in the fourth. Count 3-2. You've got Teixeira at second and Cano at first. Posada is on deck.
See if Joe Girardi sends some runners here with one out. A tough combination with Davies. Kind of been all over the place around the strike zone. Not a whole lot of speed on the bases.
They don't go. High fly ball center field. Melky hardly moves, then makes a couple of steps to make the play. 2 outs. A lot of the Yankee runs, or a high percentage of their runs, have come via the home run. Joe Girardi was asked about it, that that's been a criticism of the Yankees, that it could come back and haunt them. He said, I don't understand that. He said, if you get runs, who cares how you got them? He said, we're leading the American League in home runs. I don't care if we get them with home runs or not. I mean, there are things you could worry about with that, because I don't know if you hit that many home runs, John, against top quality pitching.
Well, I think the concern would be if you had 1 through 9 in the lineup that was going up there trying to hit home runs, maybe over swinging a little bit, getting themselves out. And I think that's what Joe Girardi and Kevin Long were talking about there. The approach isn't to hit home runs. The approach is up the middle, and if the home runs come, then that's fine. A lot of powerful hitters in the lineup. It's going to happen.
But it's very rare, wouldn't you say, John, that you hit a good pitch for a home run? I mean, a good pitch is usually kept in the ballpark. You see the Yankees with 54, by far the most in the majors, and Posada has 6 of those.
Well, I think what the Yankees are better than most clubs right here, getting themselves into fastball counts 2-0. And you know it, Davey throws a little changeup 2-0 to Jorge Posada, and a nice take, actually shaking his head. An acknowledgement, pretty good pitch. But if you're a major league hitter with a powerful swing and you work yourself into some fastball counts, you're going to hit some home runs. Yankees patient enough as an offense early in the count, and then they'll make you pay if they get ahead.
Posada with a fly ball to center. That was in the 3rd. Two-one. Driven out to left field, deep. Going back, Gordon. He has room though, and in front of the track, he'll put it away for the final out of the 4th. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 men are left. We played 4 at the stadium. It's a 1-1 game on Yes. And Kim Jones a little bit later on. Now it's time for the New York State Smokers Quitline Quiz answer. Garcia finished 2nd in the '99 American League Rookie of the Year voting. Who finished 1st? Carlos Beltran of the Royals. Now with the Mets, as Hosner fouls one back. Rounded foul.
You hear a lot about these young kids when they come up to the minor leagues, hitting .439 in AAA, and you watch their approach. Hosmer, pretty simple. Doesn't have a big leg kick, kind of a spread stance on his front toe. Nice little rhythm.
Born in South Miami, Florida. 3rd overall pick in the '08 draft. 8th best prospect in baseball by Baseball America. You see what he did at AAA Omaha.
.439, 3 home runs.
But he strikes out for the 1st out of the 5th. And born in 1989.
It's depressing, isn't it?
Very much so.
3 home runs, so maybe a gap hitter swings a little split finger fastball down in the dirt. It's been a big pitch for Freddie Garcia early in the season. Big strikeout pitch. 1989.
I was out of college by 7 years in '89.
I just started my minor league career. Didn't know what was ahead of me, working with Michael Kay in the booth. All good stuff.
Grounded foul. Mike Aviles went to Concordia College, about 15 minutes away from Yankee Stadium.
Produced some pretty good players, Concordia College.
Who else you got?
John Doherty, right-handed starting pitcher for the Detroit Tigers. Sinker baller, I think won 13 games one year. Scotty Leyes.
On the world champion Twins.
Very nice career.
Yeah. Platoon with Mike Pagliarulo one year. And 3-1. Hammer foul. Aviles actually went to a Yankee game when he was 16. He's walking with his family in Monument Park. And during batting practice, he gets a foul. He gets a home run. Somebody hits out there. And it was a guy from the Kansas City Royals. Yankees playing the Royals that day. Line drive over the head of Jeter and into left field for a base hit.
He's always been able to handle the bat, played a little shortstop, moving to third base this year. A high average hitter, maybe not going to give you all the home runs, but a solid hitter, and that's a good pitch down and away that he just stays on and drives it right over the head of Derek Jeter.
One game, top of the fifth at the stadium. Nice night. There's a base hit over the head of Cano. Dunks into right field. So Trainer is now 2 for 2, moving Aviles to second. Let's take a look at tomorrow's starting pitchers, brought to you by Verizon Fios. Get the ultimate in entertainment on the Ultimate Network. Fios, a network ahead. Vin Mazzaro, as Bruce Chen has been scratched. He's coming up from AAA to make the start. And he's from Rutherford, New Jersey. A.J. Burnett is going to make the start for the Yankees. All our coverage starts at 6 right here on Yes. Game time right around 7:07, 7:08. A.J. And here's Escobar against Garcia. Strike.
It's a tough break for the Royals. Bruce Chen actually having a nice start to his season. Had a little lat strain. Mazzaro will get an opportunity.
Nice off-speed pitch. Count 0-2.
Royals talk about Escobar. They say he's a big-time defender. Maybe needs a little maturity with the bat. Expanding the strike zone here for Freddie Garcia. Now ahead in the count 0-2. You'd expect him to bounce a few more of those split-finger fastballs. Try to pick up a strikeout.
The 0-2. Still 0-2.
See Russell Martin going through some signs with the infielders, letting them know where he's going to throw the baseball. If Aviles or Trainer tries to steal a bag, could throw to third, could throw to second.
The 0-2. High. Russell Martin going with the lime nail polish today. I mean, how do you really choose? I mean, I guess you got to see what you're going to wear that day.
It's all about your personality. I mean, there's some days you wake up on the right side of the bed, maybe the wrong side of the bed. Need a little orange nail polish to get you right. Tonight it's a little lime. Start off a homestand.
Breaking ball, strike 3 outside corner. Escobar down looking. Third strikeout for Garcia.
Well, Escobar saw some splits down. He saw a fastball up, and then he gets a perfect slider down and away. And Hickox makes the call. Perfect location. You get a good look on Yesmo. Tough to do anything with that pitch.
Now Garcia has to deal with Chris Getz, who walked and singled. Strike. Boy, Aviles is getting a huge secondary lead off second base.
You know, Michael, I was just sitting here thinking the same thing, that, you know, usually with 2 outs, first and second, you really don't even have to pay attention to the running game. And Aviles is all over the place at second base. It looks like even if the runners aren't taken off, they're thinking about getting a good jump.
1-1.
Challenge for a catcher, Russell Martin, coming into this series. It's like facing Tampa Bay when you know they're going to be aggressive on the base paths. You know you have to be on top of your game.
Line drive, right field, coming on. Swisher, and he makes the play. Nick Swisher with the dive. Boy, if that got past him, it would have been 2 runs, and Getz would have been up third, and maybe try for an inside the Parker. But the rally foiled, and Garcia likes it.
Gets a little sinker down and in. Nick Swisher gets a great jump. Good look at it on the super shot there. Saved a couple of runs.
Russell Martin skies one the other way, and it's a foul ball. So Martin will lead off against Kyle Davies. Yankees and the Royals are tied at 1. Martin, Gardner, and Jeter here in the 5th. Breaking ball, 1-1. Gardner, 2 for his last 17 after tapping back to the mound in the 3rd. Davies has a live fastball, 90 to 92. He spots it well. It's got good movement. Kept the Yankees off balance so far tonight. 1-1 game. Tom Flaherty on our pitcher scattering report said that Davies' skills do not match the numbers he had put up. And there he strikes out Russell Martin for the first out.
The thing you like about him, when nobody's on base, he's always in a great rhythm. Gets a sign and delivers the baseball. Really attacks his zone. Kind of slows down when you get some runners on. I'm sure that's a game plan now for the Yankees. Second time and possible third time through. Great ball to strike ratio, 44 to 31.
Here's Gardner. Gardner tripled to right center in the 3rd and then scored on Derek Jeter's 2-out single. That's the Yankees' only run. And he shows bunt, takes a strike. Count 2-1. Gardner 8 hits in his last 21 at bats and 14 for his last 30.
Just like his first at bat and a good count to hit here, 2-1. I believe Davies, knowing his speed, will come right at him. It's really changed Brett's season around, getting into some better counts. He was real patient early on.
And just as he did in the 3rd inning, works the count to 3-1. And the pitch. Not much he could do with that other than grounded foul. Boring right in on the hands.
It's a little adjustment there because that first at bat when Brett had the triple, he got a straight fastball, 3-1. He does not get that here. Is that cutter really bearing in on his hands? You're right, Michael. All he could do was pull it foul.
And he misses, and Gardner's on. See this guy right here?
Yep.
Boy from the Bronx. I grew up with him. Doug Marone. He's now the head football coach at Syracuse, and he won the pinstripe ball, the inaugural pinstripe ball here at the stadium against Kansas State. A really exciting game. Good guy, always the biggest guy in the neighborhood. He was a football player at Syracuse, and now he's coaching his alma mater.
What position did he play at Syracuse?
He was an offensive lineman.
Nice.
And he coached with the Jets and coached with the New Orleans Saints. And then moved on to college. And that was his dream job, to coach his alma mater. Went to Lehman High School in the Bronx. Good guy.
All right, here's a question. I mean, there's a lot made of catchers always, or a lot of catchers being major league managers. Would there be one position on a football player that would turn into a head coach? Obviously, he was an offensive lineman.
I would think it would probably be a linebacker or a center. Don't you think so? Because they have to know what everybody. Middle linebacker or the center. Would you agree? They got to know everybody's assignment.
Yeah, not knowing much about it. Usually when I don't know something, I go to you because you always have the answer.
I don't know if I have the answer this time. Rex Ryan was a lineman.
Saw Rex Ryan yesterday. Pinstripe Bowl golf tournament.
Yeah, how did he do?
How did Rex do?
Yeah.
I don't know how he did.
Derek Jeter's done well. Base hit right there, his second of the night. Forest Gate Country Club in New Jersey where the Pinstripe Bowl. Look at how cool you look, John, in that green shirt. And watch this swing. Beautiful.
Oh, it's just short and sweet.
Now, you want to see a bad swing? Well, first of all,
that was my only hole in one, and they caught it on camera. It's amazing.
Nice. Now, here's a bad swing. Oh, that's Coney. Okay, that's a good swing. That's a good swing. The next one's a bad swing. Look at Leiter. Yeah, he's got the guns, though.
Oh, boy. Okay, and now I'm going to tell you something. You're going to be very, very disappointed with me, Michael.
All right.
Brett Gardner takes that curveball down and in. Now at Forest Gate, there were two different golf courses, two 18s.
Right.
So Al Leiter comes driving by and he says, I'm going to hole number 7. And I said, well, that's exactly where I have to go. There was 7A and 7B. I followed him all the way out to the Palmer course number 7. He was on the wrong golf course. Had to go all the way back to the clubhouse to the next golf course, the hole number 7. And I followed him. Why would I follow him?
That one's driven deep to center field at the bat of Granderson. Melky's there. He'll make the catch. Tagging is Gardner. He'll make it to third easily. That story doesn't shock me.
I was just more disappointed in myself, and then I ended up at the right hole, thank goodness. But I followed Al Leiter thinking he was going to lead me in the right direction. Why would I ever think that?
That's a question for the ages. I mean, I'm not a golfer, but I know a good swing when I see one. And Al's was kind of Charles Barkley-esque.
Oh, there's a reality show for us. Get Al Leiter with Hank Haney.
Yeah.
Right? Can Hank fix him? I don't know.
Here's Teixeira, first and third, 2 outs. Popped up and out of play.
You know, though, in all seriousness, Michael, that golf tournament was first class. I mean, they had a great turnout and a couple of really nice courses at Forest Gate, and I'm sure raised a lot of money. It was a great day. I had a good group too. I think we were 4 or 5 under, respectable.
Mm-hmm.
Not like your partner from the Bronx came up here and said he was about 9 under.
9 under, yeah.
It's impressive.
The 0-1. Big healthy cut by Teixeira, 0-2.
Yankees getting some opportunities with 2 outs here. Mark Teixeira swings underneath a cutter that was up in the zone. Pretty good pitch to drive, just worked underneath it a little bit. Derek Jeter was able to come through earlier with a 2-out base hit. Mark Teixeira trying to do the same.
Runner goes. Pitches outside, so Jeter will pick up a stolen base. No throw. Surprised that they would make a throw there. And that's not an insignificant move to get into scoring position.
You see the jump that Derek gets. It's not a great one. But obviously enough faith in Davies to go to work against Mark Teixeira. We'll see if it works out.
Could that have simply been a case of them sleeping?
No, I think there's probably a respect factor with Brett Gardner on third base, and with 2 outs ahead in the count, 2 strikes. You say, you know what, I have enough faith in my pitcher, the way he's throwing the ball, Brett Gardner's speed. You don't want him to try to steal a run from third. Now base hit could score 2.
That one gets away from Trainer, but Gardner stays put. Boy, Davies hustled over.
Yeah, that's a heads-up play. That's a play from Davies right there. Trainer didn't look like he had a good read on where it was going. He knew he blocked it. He just didn't know where it was. Davies coming off the mound kind of freezes Brett Gardner right when he breaks here. Brett's got a hold. His heads-up play.
And if you saw Mark Teixeira there, he kind of waved him in. He was waving Gardner in. But Gardner stayed put. Teixeira has certainly picked up runners in scoring position this year at a nice clip. 316. Let's see if he betters that. He's not going to get a chance as he gets clipped. And he will take first base, and the Yankees have the bases loaded.
Again, we've talked about the movement from Davies with that cut fastball. We've seen a lot of them to the left-handed hitters. This one just gets the left quad of Mark Teixeira. A pretty good place to get hit if you're going to get hit. Big opportunity for Alex Rodriguez. Been struggling a little bit lately. 0 for 2 in this ball game.
Bob McClure, the pitching coach, is going to come out and talk. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Alex Rodriguez has a grand slam this year. That's his last home run. Home run number 5 at Camden Yards, late April. And his 22nd of his career. He sits one behind the Iron Horse Lou Gehrig for the most all-time in Major League history. Bases loaded with the Yankees. Game knotted at 1. Each team with 5 hits. Count 2-0.
Well, it doesn't get much better than this if you're Alex Rodriguez. Bases loaded, heading to count 2-0, and really good numbers against Davies. 5 for 12 with a home run. Pick out one side of the plate, in or out, commit to your swing.
Skied down the right field line and out of play.
That was really close there for Alex Rodriguez. Had a real good pitch to hit. Just late a little bit and underneath, but a pretty good swing. And you can tell he's disappointed. He knew he had a good pitch to hit. You hope you get another one. A mistake. Good pitch.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded. Davies certainly slows down when there are runners on base. It's a big part of the game, and he knows it. He calls out Trainer to talk things over.
It's not a bad conversation here at all. But you're right, Michael. When runners are on base, the pace of the game seems to slow down for Davies. If you're Trainer behind the plate, you want to make sure you're on the same page. 2 fastballs back-to-back away to Alex Rodriguez. I'll be shocked if they go with a 3rd one in a row out there.
2-2.
They did.
That's his best fastball of the night, 94 miles an hour.
Yeah, pretty straight. Tried to sneak it by Alex Rodriguez. Tough to do when you throw 3 in a row. Just off the plate a little bit. Nice job by Alex just fouling it off.
Hot shot up the middle and a base hit. Past the diving Escobar. 1 run scores. Here comes Jeter. He'll score. Moving to third, Teixeira. A 2-run single for A-Rod. And the Yankees lead 3-1.
Kyle Davies went with a curveball. 3 fastballs in a row, and then he goes with a curveball to Alex. Out front a little bit, but holds his hands back enough. And instead of rolling over, just kind of stays with it and drives it up the middle. Obviously not his best swing, but he will take it. A nice job keeping his hands back. And another 2-out hit for the Yankees. Very disappointing for Davies.
So Alex picks up his 20th and 21st runs batted in. A big base hit. Both RBI hits were almost the exact same place, just past the dive of Escobar. One by Jeter. That was a RBI single, and then a 2-run single by A-Rod. Pitches low to Cano. Tim Collins, the lone left-hander in the Royals bullpen, getting ready. Two pitches away from the magic 100 pitch mark. Line foul. The Yankees have had some difficulty, one away from 100 for Davies. And certainly the last 3 innings he's put up a lot of pitches. But the Yankees this year so far have had a lot of difficulty with breaking balls. But Robinson Cano is not one of those guys. He's not a guy who has to sit on a fastball. In fact, his single in the 4th inning went down and got a breaking ball. He does not get fooled by off-speed stuff.
You know, Michael, he might get fooled by it, but he's able to keep his swing going towards the field, and he doesn't, you know, he kind of stays in the strike zone a long time. So even if he's fooled with a breaking ball, he'll still be able to drive it up the middle the other way or hook it into right field. Gives himself a chance to hit the breaking ball.
Count 2-1.
Starting to see some of the at-bats that you're used to seeing from a Yankee ball club, kind of patient, working the count, pitch counts elevated. And you're hoping you have a fatigued pitcher here going to make a mistake.
High pop-up, shallow right, gets back. Francoeur in. Francoeur with the call and the catch. And that will do it. But the Yankees get 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors and 2 left. The big blow off the bat of Alex Rodriguez. One of his biggest hits in a couple of weeks. A 2-run single. Just like that, the Yankees are up 3-1. The ultimate driving machine. Melky Cabrera takes a breaking ball strike from Freddie Garcia as we begin the 6th inning at the stadium. The Yankees lead 3-1. Sky down the right field line, giving Chase Swisher. Got a good jump and runs it down for the first out.
Take a look at our Home Depot hitter scatter report on Alex Gordon, a 2005 first rounder who has battled plenty of injuries, a couple of demotions to the minor leagues, and also a hip problem. But he's now a middle of the lineup force, hitting third here for the Royals. Batting average over 300, couple of home runs, bunch of RBIs. Finally coming into his own.
Pitch to Gordon is a strike. Struck out looking and fly to center. The only blemish against Garcia, the solo home run by Melky Cabrera leading off the 4th. That one is lined to right field, giving Swisher a workout, 2 away. He's recorded the last 3 outs for the Yanks, a diving play in the 5th, and then 2 fairly routine fly balls in the 6th. Here's Billy Butler. And a strike.
Freddie Garcia has it going on tonight in Detroit. He really had one of those outings where it looked like he was going to be out of the ball game early and battled. And the Yankees an impressive 7 innings, 4 earned runs. Really didn't have a whole lot in that game. Watch tonight, some good sliders, some good split fingers after a first inning where everything was elevated. They're pretty solid except for that 2-0 fastball to Melky.
And it's really unfair to say, well, he's doing it against the Royals. I told you coming in, the Royals coming into this game were tied with the Yankees for the most runs in the American League. And they can hit. So he's shutting down a potent lineup. Hit sharply right at Jeter in a 1-2-3 inning for the Yankees and Freddie Garcia. They go down in order, 1-2-3. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 3-1 Yankees. Where do you think the Royals are more likely to finish in the AL Central this season? You've been voting at 58-7-7-2. We'll tell you how in a moment. Pitch to Swisher is low. 61%. I think not much has changed. Last place. 39% first place. Swisher swings and misses. Kind of an odd choice there. You know, there's 5 positions to finish, so they're a rebuilding team, so it's more likely they'll finish closer to last. That one is driven deep to right field. Going back Francoeur, and it's off the base of the wall. And Swisher smartly stays at first as Francoeur has a great arm.
Francoeur, a great arm, but he does a great job of playing the bounce off of the wall. Nick Swisher will take it. Fastball pretty much down the middle. Flying open a little bit too early with his right side. He's able to keep it in and drive this ball to right center. The hop comes right off to Francoeur, and a quick turnaround and a very accurate, strong throw holds Nick Swisher to a single.
Well, Ned Yost is going to go to the bullpen, which is really a strong part of this Royals team. They've got some good arms out there. We'll start to take a look now at the lefty, Tim Collins. Davies is done. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see Yankees game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Well, that'll do it for Kyle Davies as Ned Yost makes the call to the bullpen. Brought to you by AT&T. And they bring in the left-hander Tim Collins. And that's what Collins has done. 22 strikeouts in 18 2/3. Far too many walks, but 15 hits. And they bring in the lefty at this point because Posada's still searching for his first base hit against a left-hander this year. And they spin the switch hitter around to the right side. With a runner on first base, you also keep the runner close, although Nick really not a threat to run.
It's incredible when you think about that, Michael. Posada does not have a base hit hitting right-handed. Felt like the years that I played with Jorge 03 to 05, like right-handed was, he didn't even have to think about it. Would just walk up there and be able to lay out some line drives.
Those are the numbers on Davies. The runner at first, his responsibility.
See the delivery for Collins, very unorthodox, and a big reason why he has all those walks. Set up here almost with his back towards the batter when he comes up to the set position. And he takes a peek towards home plate. Throws the ball around the plate. It's going to be tough to pick up with that delivery. See the numbers on the bullpen.
Better than the middle in the ERA and innings and strikeouts. They could do better in opponents' batting average against. Have a great closer, though, in Soria. Time was called. And Collins did not let go of the baseball. Sometimes you get hurt like that.
Kind of peeking over his shoulder. It'd be tough to throw strikes, obviously, with that setup and able to hold up without throwing the baseball. It sounded like Jorge Posada called time.
Foul back. Along with John Flaherty and Kimberly Jones, Michael Kay here. You there. We thank you for joining us here on Yes. Yankees lead 3-1 over Kansas City in the bottom of the 6th inning. There's a strike. Collins is just 5'7". And throughout his life, he has always been told he's too small to play this game. But he has battled his way to the big leagues and been successful so far this year as the lone left-hander in the Royals bullpen.
Well, obviously, being left-handed helps, and you throw a little deceptive delivery on top of it. A pretty good fastball, too, 94.
Swing and a miss. Runner goes. Throw to second. It's a strike him out, throw him out, double play. So Jorge's struggles continue as Collins gets 2 quick outs.
And Collins comes right at Jorge Posada with a fastball, throws it right by him. Trainer with a good throw, but a better pick by Getz at second. He's able to apply the tag on Nick Swisher. It's a straight fastball, tough to pick up from Collins, able to throw it by Posada, and a nice play by the second baseman Getz.
Here's Russell Martin. And the breaking ball is high, 1-0. Fouled away. Driven out to right field, deep, going back Francoeur. He's on the track, he's at the wall, he makes the play for the final out. So Martin used up most of the ballpark, but Francoeur ran it down. No runs to hit, nobody left. Let's go to the 7th, 3-1 Yanks. and computer world. And by Ford, the official truck of the New York Yankees. Well, John, it's hard to argue with this, but another quality outing by a Yankee starter. You get 6 innings, and now he's ready to go for more. He has just 77 pitches thrown so far, and on the Cadillac scoreboard, Yankees lead 3-1.
Well, he threw 112 pitches his last outing against the Tigers. Mentioned it was a lot more work than tonight.
Francoeur bunts and fouls it off.
Watch Russell Martin going out to have a little conversation with Garcia, and these are the guys that are fun to catch. You know, they don't have a whole lot of life left on their fastball. They know how to throw their off-speed pitches for strikes, get ahead in the count.
Line drive to left field, a base hit.
Pretty good pitch right there from Freddie Garcia. Francoeur does a nice job going down and getting it, hitting it to left field. And that split finger, and it's down. Francoeur always has a reputation. He goes up to the plate ready to swing the bat. Bad ball hitter. Impressive.
David Robertson begins to throw. Pitch is low. The Royals to a man excited about coming here to Yankee Stadium. Ned Yost, their manager, said there's just something about this place. The lights seem brighter, the stage is bigger. He said it felt the same way across the street, and now it feels like the same thing here in the new stadium. And it's a good test for his young team. They've got a lot of young players on this team.
It's just what I was thinking about the test. You're 2 games over 500 coming in here. Ned Yost and his club playing the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. Let's test to see how they're going to represent themselves.
The Royals have 7 rookies on their 25-man roster, and that ties them with the Twins for the most of the majors. But the Twins, a lot of their rookies are up because of injuries. 10 current Royals are 25 or younger. That's the most of any team in the big leagues. 2-0. Missed outside, 3-0.
You know, obviously the beginning of a season for a young club, so important if you can get off to a good start. You see currently the youngest players in the major leagues. 21 years, 198 days for Hosmer. Hosmer.
Potato. I think his nickname already is Haas.
He's going to be Haas for the next 2.5 nights. There's a strike. Those are the AAA numbers of the Haas. Well, who's the first baseman they just sent down? I had a tough time butchering that guy's name, too.
I'm glad they sent him down because I would have had a hard time pronouncing it as well.
Kialahua, something like that?
I think so. Kialahua.
The Haas just sounds a whole lot cooler.
Yes, it does. Garcia doesn't give in. He's not throwing anything over the plate. He's working the corners, and he goes to 3-2.
We've talked all game about Ned Yost and his club, aggressive on the bases. We'll see if Francoeur is going to be running here 3-2. Nobody out. They're down by 2 in the 7th. Young hitter at the plate. A lot of confidence. Put the ball in play or not swing at ball 4. We'll see what happens.
Runner goes 3-2. He walked him. So Garcia in trouble here in the 7th. First and second and nobody out. And that might be the last batter he faces, as Joe Girardi will make the walk out to the mound. And he signals he's going to call on David Robertson. So only 86 pitches, but he had seen enough from Garcia. 6+. Yankees leading 3-1. The runners on base are obviously the responsibility of the veteran right-hander. And he will head to the Yankee dugout and obviously get a nice hand from the crowd here at the stadium. So Robertson against Aviles. When we get back, Yankees leading 3-1. Universe. So Freddie Garcia goes 6+, gives up 1 run, and the runners on base his responsibility, and it's the responsibility of David Robertson to keep him right there.
A nice outing by Freddie Garcia. I think that elevated pitch count, his last start, came into play tonight. David Robertson takes over. Pretty good numbers. 1.46 ERA, the 16 strikeouts and 12 in the 3rd. Wouldn't mind picking up a strikeout here.
Pitch to Aviles is outside. Popped up right side. Long run for Teixeira, but he runs out of room.
Beal is one of the better RBI men for the Royals. 25 coming into this at bat. 5 home runs.
Six innings, 6 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Foul back to the screen, and it's 1-2. Breaking ball, 2-2. Royals just came off a 6-3 homestand. And they've actually played 34 games, 23 of them at home. So they have yet to be tested on the road. And of the 23 home games, they have 15 wins. Just missed outside. Robertson wanted that one.
Looked like Joe Girardi wanted that pitch too. David Robertson, when he has that good fastball, it has a little bit of a cut action at the end. Get a good look from up top. Russell Martin tries to bring it back, does not get the call.
Popped up center field. Granderson makes the catch. Francoeur bluffs. And the throw goes all the way to A-Rod. So 1 out. Tomorrow, the Yankees continue the series at the Royals. It's right here in the Bronx. Complete coverage will start at 6 with Audi batting practice today and the Tri-State Ford pregame. Then John Flaherty and I are back with all the action from the stadium. The Royals and the Yankees, it all starts tomorrow at 6, and it's only on this. Runners go. Throw to third. Not in time. A-Rod thought he had him. But I think the hop brought the glove up before he could get it down. So a stolen base for Francoeur as Hosner stayed put at first.
Gutsy try by Francoeur, down by 2 runs in the 7th inning. Gets a pretty good jump. Russell Martin makes it close. A little short hop. It's a bang play. Third base umpire Alfonso Marquez.
Yep. Wow. Like the hand got it there just before the tag was put on. Now, John, is that a mistake by Hosner not going?
Well, you have to pay attention to Francoeur, and in that situation, I'm not expecting the Royals to run right there, but obviously they've done it all year, and I'm sure it's a young kid coming up. Maybe sleeping a little bit at first base, but you got to pay attention to the lead runner. You can see a close call, but the right one as he gets the left hand in there.
Strike.
Well, you can throw out all the unwritten rules, Michael, about when to run bases, when to try to steal. Obviously, down by 2 runs, it's a gutsy play. It worked out for Francoeur.
Looks like Hosner never even looked at him.
He's trying to peek it now, trying to see if he can pick up a sign. Get a pitch to run on.
And a walk issued to Trainer, who's been on base all 3 times. And the bases are loaded with Royals. Here's Escobar. Tried to bunt. That was caught by Garcia, then struck out looking in the 5th. It'd be tough to double up. Boy, the Yankees would like that. And now Larry Rothschild out to talk with Robertson. And Escobar has struggled with runners in scoring position, 121 average. And it just seems that Robertson does not have that sharp command that he usually has. And maybe Rothschild saw something.
They might clean it up mechanically here, or just a little conversation. Hey, this is the number 9 guy, struggle with runners in scoring position. Let's go right at him. A tough spot here. I mean, Escobar runs well, tough to double up. Through David Robertson, a strikeout pitcher, that's got to be on your mind. Get this young shortstop to swing and miss a few times.
Yankees 2 for 6 tonight with runners in scoring position. The Royals hitless in 5 attempts. The 1-0. And again, same spot, up and in. Count 2-0.
Usually when you see a pitcher missing up and in, you'd love to call a breaking ball as the bullpen getting ready for the Yankees, but a tough spot to do it here. 2-0 with the bases loaded. Force that fastball down.
Fastball foul back. Francoeur is at third, Hosner at second, Trainer is at first. 3-1 Yankees. We're in the top of the 7th. The 2-1. Good fastball foul back. 2-2.
Nice job by David Robertson getting back into the count. He's challenging the young right-handed hitter down the middle. Here's my best fastball. See what you can do with it. Escobar not afraid to take a big swing. Just works underneath. Now that strikeout's a possibility.
Juiced it up to 94 there, and it was fouled back.
It looked like a little better swing there from Escobar. He's seen a bunch of fastballs this at bat. David Robertson, if you could throw that breaking ball anywhere near the plate, you would think you might be able to get a strikeout. Decent swing there.
Two. Fastball after fastball.
It's a tough spot. You know, if you throw the curveball around the plate, you're probably going to have a strikeout. The problem is if you miss with it, it's a full count. A lot of pressure to throw a strike.
Swing and a miss. Got him on the breaking ball. Sped up the bat with the fastball, and he had to commit early and could not recognize the breaking ball low.
But you're exactly right. When you see 4, 5, 6 fastballs in a row and you get a good breaking ball down, you're going to be out in front and wave at it. Great look at the grip right there.
Tony Pena likes what he sees, and now Chris Getz. Good fastball by Robertson, 94 miles an hour.
And I guess more importantly, down in the zone, gets with good numbers with the bases loaded. Looks like whatever Larry Rothschild said when he went out to the mound has paid off.
Yankees hanging on to a 3-1 lead, top of the 7th inning. One. 97 miles an hour? Where'd that come from? 1-2. 41,275 here at the stadium. Looking for the strikeout. He almost got it. Tried to get him with the breaking ball.
Good pitch from David Robertson down. A better job by Getz just fouling that off. This is as good as it gets for David Robertson. Nice job spoiling a tough pitch.
One, two. Robertson deals. Getz spoils it.
Pretty good battle going on right here. Russell Martin won that fastball inside. David Robertson left it out over the plate. Saw that 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Plenty of velocity for David Robertson. Martin wants it up and in. It ends up and away. I think they feel like they could beat him with a fastball inside.
The 2-2. Tried it there again and fouled away. Upcoming, the 8th pitch of this at-bat.
They start playing mind games if you're David Robertson and Russell Martin. You gave him his best pitch there. Gets fouled it off. Good battle going on right here.
Check swing, he goes around. Getz does not like the call, and the Yankees love it. As Robertson strikes out Escobar, and he strikes out Getz with breaking balls out of the zone. No runs a hit, no errors, and the bases are left loaded at the end of 6.5. Time for the 7th inning stretch. Yankees lead 3-1 thanks to that check swing that Ed Hickok said he went around. We're going to stay right here and honor America in the Bronx. Performance by David Robertson to get out of that jam on the Cadillac scoreboard. Yankees 3 and the Royals 1. Saw a couple of those replays, John. Looked like Getz had a legitimate argument, but Ed Hickox didn't even check with the base umpire, and I think that's what really upsets batters, that they don't check with the base umpire.
Yeah, it upsets a batter, it upsets a manager. Well, bottom line, David Robertson got the call.
Let's see, you decide. Thought he helped. Brett Gardner takes a breaking ball strike from Tim Collins. Brett has tripled and walked. He's reached base safely in 16 of his last 30 plate appearances. That one's bounced up there. Collins certainly energetic on the mound. Kind of hopping around out there. Foul back to the screen.
Got that Mitch Williams leg kick, doesn't he? Kind of all over the place out there. Blake Wood getting loose. Royal bullpen.
And the 1-2. Strike 3. Gardner down looking. Hey, time for an update. Let's check in with Nancy Newman. Thanks, Nancy. Derek Jeter comes to the plate. Derek, another good night. 2-for-3. His average is now at 286. You can really dig out of a hole quickly at this time of the year, because going into Texas, he was at 250. And here he is 36 points higher a couple of games later. He's at 256 going into Sunday's game. Then he had 4 hits. Now he has 2 hits tonight. So just in a game and a half, he's up 30 points. Count 1-2.
I always felt like that first 100 at bats were so crucial. You know, every hit you get obviously could raise your average 10, 15, 20 points.
Job of Chamberlain up, not Soriano.
Day off yesterday.
Yeah. And he did pitch on Sunday. But it did seem a little odd when Robertson was using a 3-1 game in the 7th, which is usually Jabba's in. So it's clear that Soriano's not available today. Soriano was shut down for a game because of a sore lower back, and sometimes it might be tough for him to get loose. But we didn't even see him stretching out there, so again, we'll find out in the post-game show. But just from the usage or the warming up, it would seem he's not available. That one's popped up. Escobar is there and puts it away for the second out. Hey, tonight after the postgame, catch the season premiere of Yankees on Deck presented by Blimpie. And Sunday, it's an all-new episode as Jabba Chamberlain tells his favorite jokes, and Andrew Jones checks out some classic cars. Yankees on Deck tonight after the postgame, and all new Sunday at noon, only on Yes. Collins against Granderson. Breaking ball. Strike.
Collins has got it going on now, dropping that breaking ball in there for a strike. Good fastball, changeup.
There's a strike. Nice job by Collins. Retiring all 5 Yankees he faced and got to strike him out, throw him out, double play. Impressive with 3 strikeouts. 1, 2, 3, we go to the 8th. Red Sox right here in the Bronx. Join Yes Friday for complete coverage starting at 6 with Audi batting practice today. And Saturday and Sunday, come back to Yes after the nationally broadcast games for Yankees Extra Innings presented by Tri-State Ford. Feature complete post-game wrap-up all right here on Yes. A big Red Sox weekend.
Red Sox trying to get to 500 after a terrible start. Look at Tampa Bay, Michael. Incredible how well they played.
It's unbelievable, and both of those teams got off to terrible starts, and they've kind of erased those bad starts.
Numbers for Jabba: 2-0, 3.38, 14 strikeouts in 16 innings. Worked in Sunday's win at Texas, an inning scoreless.
Justin Tuck at the game. He's a good player, man. New York Giants. He's locked out, so he has nothing to do but come to games.
An opportunity to meet a New York Giants offensive line coach yesterday at that golf tournament.
Who?
Pat Flaherty.
Nice. Any relation?
Well, we were trying to figure it out back to the old country, but, you know, we haven't locked it in yet. But his son goes to St. Joe's. High school I went to in Jersey, so nice guy.
Were you and Pat trying to figure out the lineage 19th hole?
No, this was pre-tee off.
Okay.
So, you know, I have a rule that I try not to go to the 19th hole before I tee off.
It's a good rule. It's a good rule. And the swing was beautiful, so. The 1-2. You know, when we were talking about lighter swing and kind of mocked it a little bit, he got very angry. Sent message that he could beat me blindfolded, which I agree with.
You played golf once, right?
Once. 180 over the front 9 and walked off. Strike 3. Melky down looking. So he is 1 for 4, but the 1 is the only run for the Kansas City Royals. I don't want to comment on lighter swing anymore. You can deal with this because I don't want him to hate me.
Well, let's telestrate a little bit. You know, you look at the lines, pretty good. The V, tape back, nice and slow. But this isn't slow motion. It's nice and easy, and then all of a sudden break down. Ooh, the back side doesn't really finish. But you're conceding he can take you blindfolded.
Blindfolded with one hand.
Now the magical question, who did you play golf with the day you shot 180?
It was back in college. It was before an NIT game, so we played on a public course in Virginia.
Let's talk about torture, having to watch that for 9 holes.
The 0-2, strike 3. Alex Gordon down looking, and boy, Jabba looks good.
Yeah, Jabba is not playing any games. That's his old Nebraska teammate right there, and he just throws 3 fastballs. Velocity's impressive, but the location even better. Good look at that 4-seam rotation. You know, Jabba's locking it in lately, throwing that slider for a strike.
There's Billy Butler, and he grounds one to short. That's a good inning for Jabba Chamberlain. Wow. He threw 9 pitches and got 3 outs. 1, 2, 3. So Jabba solid in the 8th. Text your vote to 58772, or you can vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are number 1, Freddie Garcia, number 2, Alex Rodriguez, number 3, Derek Jeter, and number 4, Melky Cabrera. You can vote now and, of course, make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. Blake Wood, the 3rd pitcher used by Ned Yost, is going to face the heart of the Yankee order, Teixeira, Rodriguez, and Cano, 3, 4, and 5. Collins came on in relief of Davies and was outstanding. "3-1 Yankees, John. That was pretty impressive by Jabba. He really attacked the zone.
Well, I think that's probably the best fastball we have seen, and the body language from Jabba, you could tell he feels good about it. Just attacking hitters. And that ERA now all of a sudden starting to creep into the low 3s.
Blake Woods is in the high 3s, 3.75. Good numbers. 97 mile an hour there for Blake Wood. Missed, 3-1. Mariano getting ready. Planning to pitch the 9th. And Mark Teixeira walks.
On Friday, outspoken and entertaining Jets head coach Rex Ryan sits down for an all-new GMC Presents Center Stage with Michael Kay. Ryan talks Hard Knocks, playoffs, and Bill Belichick and the Patriots. impressed. Revelations from his new book. It's an all-new Center Stage Friday at 11 o'clock, only on Yes.
Your coach was very entertaining, John. I know you're a big Jet fan.
Jet season ticket holder. No, he's always entertaining.
I think he was over the top entertaining. A good, fast, entertaining hour.
Can't wait.
I don't know if you get back in time. I know you're doing the Red Sox game. Maybe
I remember Mercedes will be here. I'll be in good shape.
Show off.
Want to talk cars?
The 1-0. A-Rod fouls it away. And he broke his bat. Alex is the difference in this game right now. Bases loaded in the fifth inning, and he picked up a single up the middle, just to the left of a diving Escobar at short. And that broke a 1-1 tie. That's where we are right now.
What you like about this ball game, a couple of two-out hits that have led to the 3 Yankee runs. Derek Jeter, a 2-out base hit. Alex Rodriguez. Pretty good swing right there from Alex Rodriguez on a slider. I wonder, after picking up that base hit, a couple RBIs, a difference in this ball game. Sure, the confidence level a little bit better.
Swing and a miss. Overpowered with a fastball.
A little sneaky fastball, 96. Borderline up in the zone a little bit. Alex working right underneath.
Here's Cano. Robinson 1 for 3 tonight. That fastball is live. He's got people late on it. Count 0-1. Robinson, a .320 lifetime hitter against Kansas City. Rob Thompson made an attempt, but somewhat half-hearted. Really aggravated Rob yesterday, talking to him, that we showed in yes mode when he dropped the ball at third base in Texas. I said, "You yes mode me?" I said, "Yes, we did." The 0-2 fouled away.
Now, Michael, you accuse our partner Paul O'Neill sometimes of not watching the games before he works. Well, just sent me a text that was all over your 180 on the golf course.
Well, if I were more like Paul and could spend every day on the golf course, I'd be better.
Wow, that's a shot. That's a shot.
Don't you think it's a nice
return? He's not here to defend himself, and you're throwing shots at him.
Well, he's throwing texts at you about me.
180, that's hard to believe.
A young 19-year-old lad playing in cowboy boots. Public course. The 0-2. 1 on, 1 out. Yankees up 3-1. The 0-2. Driven out to left field. Gordon will make the play for the second out. Robinson 1 for 4 tonight. So long at bat, tough battle. And Robinson in a little bit of a slide right now, but nothing extraordinarily bad. There's Nick Swisher. Nick's 1 for 3, but his big contribution today was a diving catch with runners on first and second and 2 outs in the 5th inning, robbing Chris Getz of at least a 2-run double. Probably a 2-run triple if it gets past him. This one Swisher didn't come up with. This one against Getz, he did.
Yeah, that would have been 2 runs right there if he doesn't make that play. You would assume Getz would be all the way on third.
Count 3-0. Oh, strike. Mindset question, John. 3-2, 2 outs, bottom of the 8th inning. Posada's on deck. He's been struggling so much. Does he want another at bat, or would he rather wait till tomorrow?
Well, I was just thinking when he was on deck, he's looking for that confidence knock, you know,
right.
and it's going so bad for him. Wouldn't be a bad spot to get up there with a runner on base.
He's not going to get that chance as Swisher goes down on strikes. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. Through 8 innings of play, Yankees lead the Royals 3-1. Mariano Rivera will come on in the 9th inning to try to close it out. Xfinity to learn more. By Honda. See your Honda dealer and discover the great values now being offered. And by the New York Lottery. Play New York Lottery's Mega Millions and live large. Hey, you never know. Three to one, Yankees lead as we go to the ninth inning. Yankees trying to take the first game of this three-game set, trying to take the first game of this six-game homestand. 3 against the Royals, 3 against the Red Sox. Yankees coming off a less than sterling 3-4 road trip, losing 3 out of 4 to Detroit and taking 2 out of 3 from the American League champion Texas Rangers. And now they turn it over to Mariano Rivera. This will be his 17th game, looking to pick up his 13th save, a 1.72 ERA.
Picked up save number 12 Friday night in Texas. He's had a couple of days off.
Jeff Francoeur will lead it off. Jeff, 1 for 3. And the first pitch is a strike. Count 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Grounded right side and through. A base hit for Francoeur. Coming up after the final out, catch the WB Mason postgame as Nancy Newman will bring you tonight's highlights, the latest updates from around the major leagues. Plus, Kimberly Jones is in the clubhouse with the team's reaction. It's all coming up on the WB Mason postgame, only on Yes. So the single by Francoeur will bring up Hosmer as the tying run. And Hosmer has never seen Mariano Rivera at AAA Omaha. There's nobody like him there. If they were, they'd be up here. Count 1-0.
Well, you always think, you know, the kids in the minor leagues, they see Mariano on TV. Oh, he's going to throw me a cutter inside. I'll look for it until you get in that box and see the action on the pitch. See what kind of at bat he has.
Count 2-0. Now 3-0 to Hosmer.
You see a little hesitation there from Mariano Rivera. It looked like he wanted that fastball, didn't get the call.
Lays it right in there for a strike. Another strike, a bluff at first by Francoeur.
The Royals have been running all night in some interesting situations. We'll see if Francoeur takes off again.
Does not go, and the pitch is swung and a miss. Smart move not going. So Hosmer was up in the count 3-0 and then strikes out against Rivera.
Well, nice job by Mariano Rivera coming back, and he just challenges him right down the middle. Hosmer swings right over the top.
So here's Mike Aviles as Hosmer contemplates and at bat against the future Hall of Famer. Aviles is 0 for 4 lifetime against Rivera. The pitch is outside.
Unusual to see Mariano missing by that much with that fastball there. Kind of yanked it down and away, so it doesn't look like Mariano locked in tonight with his location. Behind it counts early.
Fouled away. The Royals have moved Wilson Betemeat on deck. The pinch hit from Matt Trainer. See, Aviles has power. And there's Wilson, former Yankee. 1-1. 1-2.
Good sinker. Back-to-back cutters. Mariano goes with a little sinker.
And the pitch. Just got a piece to stay alive. Freddie Garcia started, then David Robertson, Jabba Chamberlain, and now Mariano Rivera. Garcia went 6+ innings. Robertson got the 3 outs of the 7th, Jabba the 3 outs in the 8th, and now Mariano here in the 9th trying to get the final 3 outs. One already down. Count 3-2. Payoff. Grounded back to Rivera. He goes to second one. On to first. It's a double play. Ball game. Put it on the left side. Yankees win 3-1. Mariano Rivera starts the 1-4-3 double play. And John, that was not an easy play back up the middle.
Well, Mariano Rivera, a great athlete, able to field his position. And then the awkward throw on top of the mound to Robinson Cano, the quick turn, 1-4-3 double play to end it. So Mariano, who didn't have great location, helps himself out on that double play.
Mariano has now converted his last 25 save chances against the Royals since May 2nd of 1999. That's his longest current streak against any team in baseball. Stick around for the postgame show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. So Freddie Garcia gets a win, an RBI for Derek Jeter, 2 more hits for him, and a 2-run single for Alex Rodriguez. And that's the difference in the game. Alex's single broke a 1-1 tie, made it 3-1, and the Yankee bullpen held it together and made it hold up. So the Yankees won the first game of this 3-game set by a 3-1 score over the Kansas City Royals. Now let's check in with Kim Jones. She has A-Rod.
Thank you, Michael. Alex, let's start with what just ended it. How good was that double play by Mariano?
I mean, Mariano's the greatest. He's the best. I mean, he's probably the best athlete on our team. That's a hell of a tough play. Great feed, and Robbie, obviously, he's the best in the business. Turn to 2.
Let's talk about the game-winning hit. You fouled off a bunch of fastballs. What do you see on the ball you hit?
Well, Tex gets hits there, and I felt pretty good going into that at-bat. I felt like I had a good look at him the first two at-bats, and wanted to get a good pitch to hit and put a good swing on it.
Do you appreciate that hit more, Alex, knowing you were 9 for 55 going into that at-bat?
You know, the most important thing is it was a big hit. We needed the 2 runs to get the W. And, regardless of the numbers, I feel pretty good. I'm working really hard with Kevin Long, and we have a good plan working.
So you think you're close?
I think so.
Game winner in the 5th inning. You'll take it, right?
Yes. And Freddie Garcia was unbelievable.
Thank you, Alex. Michael.
All right, thanks, Kim, and thanks to Alex as well. So Alex Rodriguez picks up RBIs number 20 and 21, and the game ends on a 1-4-3 double play. We'll be back to wrap things up, and then Kim and Nancy on the postgame.